Right, so I'm outside the main drawing offices for Davy Uniteds. They used to make rolling mills which got exported to India and various other countries. Now just here, last time I came to take some pictures, there was a security cabin, and that's gone since. Pretty much a landmark that. There was always a guy in a security box here. Now I don't want to trespass, but there's an industrial park up here, and Davy Markins was still working up here. But I know when I moved out, the actual storage was actually done at this location. They were storing my furniture for a few months here. So we'll go further around and get other angles on, what I can get angles on for you. So you've got another angle on the offices and the main drawing office they would have had back then. I think it's now used for various different things like the NHS, etc. But it just looks like a big ship to me. Looks really classy, this building, for a 1960s building. It's a shame that a lot of the modern buildings that we now build, they don't do anything along these lines and make things look classical. But I think there was a penthouse in the top of here. We'll have a bit further walk up. So you can see Davy's just behind there, or the actual engineering part of the company. There's actually massive sheds up there. So a very large company. If you go onto Google Maps and click on the section to look at the real world, not the actual map, you'll just see how extensive this company is. And just look at this fantastic 1960s or 50s offices. It just looks so elegant. Looks more like an hotel, doesn't it? But just along here, I mean, there's so many trees being put up, you can't see what's behind here. And I was going to have a sneak up the road, but I could just see round the corner they moved the security cabinet further up the road, so you can't sneak in and have a look, which is such a shame. But just here was a massive car park. Well, it's probably still behind these trees, but it didn't employ some people. Even back in the 60s, I think the car park probably held about 500 here. But what I'm going to do is I'll carry on walking up, because I want to show you the actual Davy's Club, which is what I remember as a kid. But I'll get another angle on this building. And you can just see how many buildings are behind here, and we're not even getting to the main engineering places. They're just offices just here. But that's what I call forward thinking. Magnificent building, even for a modern building. So just here you can see one of the massive steel sheds. Now my grandma lived on Answorth Avenue, and one of the steel sheds came up to the bottom of her garden. And there was a story about my granddad having an entrance way through from the works, through the fencing. I think that, well, that's now blocked off, but one bit he could get through from their yard. But you can see I'm only halfway up the car park at the moment. Just shows you how ginormous this company once was. So here's another sneak preview. But you can just see this car park, how many people must have been employed here. But we'll get up to Davy's Club in a moment, and hopefully I can show you a bit of that. So you can just see how large the car park was. It goes even further, it goes right down to the offices at the bottom. They've planted trees in it now. But it was quite some car park to say people didn't really have cars in the 1960s. But you can just see the size of the steel sheds, and we're only seeing this end of the massive workshops.